Hi, David Campanile here, owner of Campanile Law, located in the state of New Jersey. We handle estate planning and probate. Today's topic is going to be about the top 3 reasons why you shouldn't leave your child an inheritance. But before we dive into that, if you have any questions pertaining to estate planning or probate and you want to schedule a free strategy session over the phone with me, head on over to njestateattorney.com right now to schedule a day and time that works best for you. So, 3 reasons that I came up with on why you should not leave your child an inheritance. So I'm not saying your children don't deserve an inheritance, but these are 3 factors that you need to think about before just handing your assets or an inheritance over to your children. Number 1, your child's money management skills. Now, studies have shown, and what I mean by money management skills is, how is your child with money? Imagine giving your child $100,000, $200,000, $1 million in a blank check and saying, okay, here you go, and them not knowing what to do with it. Or you could have a child that's very savvy, that puts that money away, opens up puts it towards an IRA, 401k. They do something smart with it. So, what I'm trying to get at is, we think our children may be good with money, but they're not getting an amount of money or an inheritance on this scale. And this is a large scale here. So let's think about this really quick. And just for an example, we look at athletes. Now take athletes as our example, and these athletes make millions of dollars. Most athletes make a very good living. And studies have shown time and time again that upon retirement, athletes who have made several million dollars all the way to hundreds of millions of dollars are broke within 2 years of retirement. And what I mean by broke is they didn't go out and buy Ferraris and Lamborghinis. I mean, they could have, but really what we're learning is they invested into the wrong people. They didn't surround themselves with the proper people. They didn't take this money and put it somewhere. People came to them with these great ideas and these get-rich-quick schemes, and they invested into these high-risk investment opportunities, and they lost it. So think about your child. How are they with their money management skills? If they were to get this amount of money that you're leaving them in an inheritance, what do you think would happen? That's reason number 1. So your child's money management skills. Number 2, which is the biggest creditor. We've done a video on this, and I'm reiterating it. But the biggest creditor that your estate and your child that your estate can potentially face and your child can potentially face is divorce. Because if you leave your child an inheritance, it is not the other side, the spouse cannot attack that unless that money is put into a joint account or used for the purpose of the marriage. Then it becomes property of the marriage, and your child could potentially lose it. And the question I always ask is to clients is, how do you feel about your child's spouse? And do you trust your child? Do you potentially want to lose this money or half of this money to your child's spouse? So divorce is a big reason not to leave an inheritance directly to your child. And lastly would be the potential of your child filing bankruptcy or lawsuits coming after your child. And what I mean by this is, if your child files bankruptcy, those assets that you've left, that inheritance, is going to get paid out to all these creditors. Because there's no protection on that money. It's your child's money or your child's assets, and they need to, if liquidate those assets to pay off creditors and the payoff schedule as set forth by the bankruptcy court, and the court really says how they want things done. The other thing to think about too is if your child is in a pending lawsuit, is being sued, or there's a potential of a lawsuit, that money becomes susceptible to that, and your child could have to pay, if they lose or even if it's settled, use that money to pay the lawsuit or the judgment or the settlement amount. And these are just things that we think aren't going to happen, but they are the potential of happening. And that is the role of coming to an estate planning attorney. Now, you're probably going, David, I want to leave my child everything. I am afraid of these three things. So how do I get around this? The way to do this is by creating a trust. Instead of giving everything to your child directly, you have that control from, as I would say, quote, control from beyond the grave. As you get to dictate how your child gets income and what that income is for. Your child can get income from the trust. They can take principal if you want them to. You have somebody who's the role of the trustee who would be in charge of this. And remember, bad money management, they're only getting whatever you dictate to them as however you want them to get that money. Is it once a year, twice a year, 4 times a year, once a month? You get to direct that. You get to direct the percentages. When it comes to divorce, guess what? It can't be attacked because it's not your child's. The trust is not owned by your child. It's not held by your child. They're just reaping a benefit and a reward from the trust. So the spouse can't go after the trust. And the same holds true for bankruptcy and a divorce, because guess what? The child doesn't own the trust. Those assets are protected. So sorry, you can't go after them. So top 3 reasons to not leave your child an inheritance. One more time: poor money management skills, divorce, or lawsuits and bankruptcy. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please hit that like button. If you haven't already done so, head on over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We're also on TikTok and Instagram at NJ Estate Attorney. If you found this video informative, share it out there with people. If you have questions pertaining to this topic or any other topic in estate planning or probate, and you want to schedule a free strategy session over the phone with me, head on over to njestateattorney.com right now and schedule a day and time that works best for you to talk. As always, my name is David Campanile. I'm the owner of Campanile Law, located in the state of New Jersey. We handle estate planning and probate.